Hear this sound, turn the page. Who's New at the Zoo? Written by Elaine Reese Wyman.
Author.
Illustrated by Rick Wetzel.
Draws the pictures.
Who's New at the Zoo? Who's New at the Zoo? Written by Elaine Reese Wyman. Illustrated by Rick Wetzel. Mr. Z, the zookeeper at Zigzag Zoo, feeds lions and tigers and zebras too. Though it has many animals, animals galore, Mr. Z thinks the zoo has room for lots more. Do you think any animals need a place to stay? He said to his very good friend, Ms. A. Why, yes, she answered. I know quite a few. I have an idea. Here's what we can do. Let's email a bear and a kangaroo. An elephant? Yes, we'll email one too. We'll ask them to visit, she said with a smile. If they like it here, they might stay for a while. So off to the computer, Mr. Z zipped. Feeling so happy, why, he almost skipped. With Ms. A's kind help, he typed a nice note. Here is the message that Mr. Z wrote. If you need a place to stay, come to Zigzag Zoo today. You'll have fun, I guarantee. Sincerely yours, Mr. Z. Day after day, they would wait and wait. Finally, some elephants arrived at the gate. Elephants from Africa, a dozen at least, tired and hungry, in need of a feast. Mr. Z rushed off to find them some food, knowing hunger can ruin an elephant's mood. But Mr. Z learned when he got back too late. A dozen elephants do not like to wait. A dozen elephants rushed into the zoo. Poor Mr. Z didn't know what to do. Elephants here, elephants there, elephants, elephants everywhere. Mr. Z said, this is my fault, I fear. My email message wasn't quite clear. There's room for just one of you here in this zoo. Just one and no more. It's sad, but it's true. The others had nowhere to go or to stay, and Mr. Z couldn't just turn them away. He called every zoo for miles around to see if elephant homes could be found. And when, at last, he was finally done, he found good homes for every one. The elephants left. It was dark and quite late when Mr. Z heard a knock at the gate. I got your email, said a man in a cap, holding a kangaroo, safe in his lap. I spotted this baby hopping around. I looked for her parents. They couldn't be found. All the way from Australia we flew to find her a home at Zigzag Zoo. The baby kangaroo just loved the zoo. So many fun things to see and do. And when it came time for the baby to rest, Mr. Z did his very best. He made up a bed on a big, cushy couch, but the baby missed her mother's pouch. Mr. Z had to do something fast, or the kangaroo's visit wouldn't last. He took some cloth, cut it with clippers, and made a big pouch from fur and zippers. He unzipped the pouch, and the roo hopped right in. This bed is just perfect, he said with a grin. Now the baby would surely stay, with a pouch to sleep in and space to play. Then from Alaska, way up north, came a great white bear, pacing back and forth. The bear liked what Mr. Z gave him to eat, but he couldn't get used to the summer heat. Although the zoo was very nice, the polar bear missed the cold and ice. Mr. Z spread ice cubes all around, but they turned to puddles on the ground. I know, I'll get an ice machine, the biggest one you've ever seen. But the bear wouldn't give the machine a glance. Please, begged Mr. Z, give it a chance. Just pull on this lever and ice will spill out. But the big polar bear would just sit and pout. Suddenly, the bear pulled the lever down, and a happy smile replaced his frown. You can have ice cubes all day long. This zoo is the place where you belong. Mr. Z loves the animals, old and new. Lions, tigers, and elephants too. But you know his favorite. It looks like a horse. It's a zigzag zebra, of course. Of course!